How are we all doing? And welcome back to Turf Moorhouse TV. Thank you for everybody's support recently, obviously, on our YouTube channel. We have hit recently over 400 subscribers, so thank you very much for that. It is Mental Health Awareness Week, as you could see from the earlier image. I just put it up again for anybody that didn't see it previous. But yeah, it's one of those things. Mental health isn't spoken about enough. And for me, when I saw the quote above that said football is where all problems in life disappear for 90 minutes, I couldn't have put it any better myself. Football has dug me out of a hole, especially during lockdown. This channel got started. My mental health was all over the place. So I turned to this and talking to people about football, and it's been an absolute godsend. So yeah, everybody out there suffering, there is help out there. Go ahead and get it. If you feel like you can do it yourself, smashing, absolutely brilliant. But yeah, we are also helping promote Mental Health Awareness Week. That said, we play Spurs this weekend, and it's going to be interesting after their recent result. However, I have got two fantastic guests to bring in as well. So you'll know him from previous. We have Simon from PremierHotspur TV, and we also have Matt, who probably the better host out of the two, shall we say. But I hope you're both well, chaps. How are you doing?
How's it going, Dan? Thanks for having us on, pal. Yeah, we're all good. Battered the Arsenal last night, you know what I mean? So all good. We're all good in the hood.
Happy days, happy days. First and foremost, let us know, either of you, Matt or Simon, you pick and choose. Just let us know where people can find you in your socials.
So it's just Premier app on Twitter, Premier Hotspur TV, on YouTube, Premier Hotspur TV. Yeah, just come and give us a follow or a subscribe. We talk about Spurs obviously quite a lot of the time, but sometimes we do specials when the boxing's on and little things like that. But before you do that, obviously subscribe to Turf Moorhouse. Dan's a great guy, and yeah, I love what he's, preaching with the mental health thing. Brilliant work, mate.
Oh, cheers. Thank you very much. So, yeah, please do go check out Simon and Matt's channel, Premier Hotspur TV. The link is in the description below. I think the link for both your Twitters is in the link as well, in the description as well. So you can hit them up personally as well on Twitter. A couple of comments before we get into the football stuff, because I know I can't keep you guys for long tonight. Still got some celebrating to do from yesterday, I guess, but we'll take a few comments. The missus is in first. She says, "Remember to sub away and get this on the way to 500." Yes, love that. Love that positivity. Keep that coming. DJ Dave's in the house. He says we'll get battered at Spurs. It wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me, but let's see. Sean Snow is in as well. It says, hello, not complaining. But kickoff time for us is bullshit. Yeah, 12 o'clock. It's a bit of a stinker for us because we've obviously got to travel down to London for 12. It's a bit like, I mean, it's all right for players. They'll come down the night before, but for fans, it's and plus this was one of the games that were changed, weren't it? So it's a bit of a tough one, but hey ho, we roll with it. Dave says, always here for you, mate. Cheers, Dave. I know you've got your stuff going on as well, so just the sentiment is exactly the same to you. DMs are open for anybody that is suffering with mental health. Just hit us up, and we will try and have a good conversation. If it means that we have to meet up and grab a coffee or anything that whatever tickles your fancy, whatever your poison is, let's go for it. Why not? And Dave says Kane and Son against Kevin Long. Yeah, well, we'll get to that. We will get to that. Sean comes in with a laughing emojis as well. Right, I'll come to you first, Simon. Talk to me about yesterday's result. I mean, what a North London derby that were.
Oh, Dan. It was a stroll in the park. It was like that. A stroll in the park. You know what I mean? Dan, it literally, I was confident going into that game last night. I spoke to a few Spurs fans. They were dreading it all day. We started very sluggish again. I don't know what Matt thinks of it. We first 10 minutes, I thought, Jesus, here we go again. But once I think we got into the game, we rattled them, and especially Holden. Son's has given them nightmares, absolute nightmares. And I'm surprised it did take the fourth tackle to get a yellow card. It was keeping going in on Son. I think the penalty, say what you want about it. If you want it soft, the referee's gave it. There is VAR. If VAR wanted to change it, they would have changed it. But me personally, it was a bit soft. But hey, Arsenal got given one at United like that. So, I'm not complaining about it. But then after that, I just think after sending off, game over. So fantastic performance. But we don't stop there, Dan. We're going to this one. And we know it can be Spursy, Dan. I know you're saying about a couple of players out for you guys, but last night, fantastic. I don't know what Matt thinks about it, but yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Matt, what were your thoughts on it? I mean, it was a result that was very much needed to keep the hopes of that top four dream alive. Okay, you could say Arsenal have 1 foot in there, but you know, you keep pulling away. It could change hands.
Yeah, you know, it was a great performance last night. It was men versus boys. We absolutely battered them, and I think if we wanted to, we could have scored more goals. But I think it was a professional performance. You know, we got a clean sheet. You know, we're scoring from corners. You know, something obviously clearly we've been working on. The atmosphere last night was just tremendous. It was unbelievable. Well, I wasn't there, but obviously you could hear it on the TV, and I know people who went and said, you know, and even Gary Neville said one of the best Premier League atmospheres this season he's been to. So, you know, credit to the fans. Even when I saw, you know, the videos before the game, it looked like a sort of like Liverpool do when teams come from Europe for a big sort of semi-final. That's what it was like at that ground last night. And it's got to be like that, you know, I think going towards every game. I want people to come there like, you know, and feel like, you know, they're not just going to come here and try and get 3 points and it's going to be 3-point lane anymore. It's got to be, you know, intimidating, and we've got to use this massive stadium to our advantage. But it was a soft penalty, but at the end of the day, it's a penalty. You can't shove someone in the back of the back with your arm. I think any player would have gone down personally. And holding, you know, against Son, I just can't believe Arsenal fans and Arteta are moaning at the referee yesterday. I think he had a really good game, and he actually got the decisions right and tried to let the game flow as well, because holding should have probably been booked well before he was. But yeah, I think we just rattled them last night, and I think we proved who the better team was.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, looking at it from the outside, it was, as you said there, Holding had been a bit of a nightmare with Son all night. I think he'd had something like 3 or 4 challenges that had gone on, you know, under the referee's nose before he eventually ended up giving a red card out. Sean says it here, it was a Conte masterclass. We started slow on purpose to draw Arsenal in to have space behind because Shiteta comes from the Frodiola school. But fair shout, Sean. Fair shout. I like that. Dave says he's another Burnley fan. He says you need to start winning trophies, or Kane and Son will be off. But yeah, Arteta is a tit. I mean, before we talk to you about the season so far, what do you think as a club? Because obviously everybody else looking in thinks Spurs need to be winning something, whether it's just a cup competition. I mean, you have had the cups, you know, when it were the Carling Cups and stuff like that. But do you feel now that you need to push on further than that? I mean, you did have a Champions League final not that many seasons back now.
Yeah, we haven't won since 2008, and and the last final was the Champions League final. And I agree, we've got to start winning trophies. But I don't believe that Anthony, that Kane and Son. I think Kane now is here for the rest of his career now, matey. I think Son probably it as well. They're so happy at the club. Seriously, I think that they just want desperate to win something at Tottenham. You know what I mean? To me, I'm not worried about either of them going. But I think the trophies will come, Dan. I think this is a process. This is a process. We're going with Conte, and I don't think we're going to have to wait 2-3 years. I think it's going to be quite a quick process. I think in the summer, I think he's going to get backed heavy. Me personally, and I think not just with just a second-rate players. I think he wants 3 or 4 high-profile players. And if he does, mate, and I think if we add to the areas that we are quite weak in, I think we will be on to win trophies next season without a shadow of a doubt. So Champions League or not, I think we'll still have a great season next year.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Matt. Simon said there about that. I think that's what's needed at Spurs, isn't it? It needs a bit of an overhaul because every manager that's been in has had to deal with the same squad. It's all on Daniel Levy's shoulders. Now with a manager like Conte, you've got to be like, no. This is my team. Let me build my team, and then I will bring you that success. And surely that's how it's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you, mate. I think the club, the board, I think Daniel Levy, I think he's realised they really did mess up with the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo because that just didn't fit at all for the club. The style of play, and to be fair, you have to go and give Daniel Levy credit because he heard what the fans were singing on that Man United game when it was Nuno's last game, and he heard his name being sung, being called out, and he went and acted and got Conte after the next few days. So, yeah, the only thing I wish the club maybe did do is obviously get Conte in the summer because it wouldn't be a top 4 race. We'd easily be maybe 4th or even 3rd after Chelsea's run. Lately, we're building something special, and I think you kind of saw you're seeing little green shoots of it, of what that stadium can be like, what our team could be like. We had January and we added Kulusevski and Bentancur, and what a difference they've made, and they're 2 players that he wanted, and they weren't ridiculous signings, they weren't stupidly expensive, they were just people that he wanted that would work hard and would fit our system. It's what Liverpool do, it's what Man City do. They buy players for their manager to suit the system, and they just come straight in, and they have good squad depth, and that's what I think we need going into next year. A lot better squad depth because at the moment, when I look at our bench at the moment, it's only Moura and Bergwijn, maybe, and then the rest are all kind of kids. It kind of is what it is. We've got to get rid of a few more of the bad eggs, all the players who just aren't going to cut it at the level anymore, i.e. Harry Winks, people like that. But yeah, no, I think if you give this man what he wants and you back him in the summer with, there's free transfers around at the end of the season. You don't have to go and spend, 200 million, that people think you have to do. We just have to buy sensibly and buy right and buy in the positions that we need. And then I think we can really go places. And I think
I agree with you. I think Kulusevski's an absolute steal. To be honest, I think sometimes it can take a player to come into the Premier League and sort of stagnate a little bit, but he's sort of hit the ground running, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a silky player. I remember when he had his first game come on against Brighton in the FA Cup, and he got ridiculed by most of our fans saying, "Oh, he looks slow and he doesn't look very good." Because obviously we lost out on Diaz. But yeah, no, he's been absolutely tremendous in giving us on that right side exactly what we needed.
No, fair assessment. Speaking of an assessment, Simon, how would you assess your season so far? Okay, up to now, the fact that you're still pushing for that top 4 must be seen as probably a positive season, I presume.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. When Nuno come in, for the start of the season, we all knew that it was the wrong appointment. He was like 6th, 7th on the list. We couldn't get Conte. It wasn't Conte didn't want Spurs. I think at the time, it was just mostly attached to Inter Milan at the time. So we had to go with other options, and finally they went to Nuno. He got off to a good start. That was the thing. He got off to a good start. We beat City. We won our first 3. We're top of the league. Everyone's flying. Everyone's happy. But it just thought it fed off. And in the end, it had to go. He had to go in the end. And what a masterstroke. That's what as Matt said there. What a masterstroke from Levy to go out and go and get Conte. And since he's been in, I think we was 10th at the time. We're nowhere near Champions League football. Nowhere near. And we weren't playing nowhere near either. And he's got the likes of Ben Davies comes in, Eric Dyer. These are the players that we want out of the club. all of a sudden these players are playing like flipping top defenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, he just got Spurs back playing basic football, basic defending. You know what I mean? And that's Conte's style. He's hard to beat, and I knew that. You know, and he sets up his teams hard to beat. And I think since he's come in, Dan, up to now, I'm very happy. Even if you finish fifth, I'll take that. I think that's a good achievement for where we were when Conte. Because to me, at the end of the day, I said this to an Arsenal fan today at work, Dan. I said, you have your Champions League because you won't do fuck all. You won't do fuck all with it. You'll be joining us in the Europa League. So you have your Champions League and you have your little fun. You know what I mean? Because I think Tottenham, we don't need it. They need it more than us, I think, because we got Conte. Yeah. We can attract these top players still, I think, with Conte. With Arteta, people ain't going to want to come play for Arteta next season. Do you know what I mean? So to me, I think finishing fifth, I think that's an achievement.
No, fair enough. I mean, look at what Arsenal have done. You know, they've given Arteta a new contract. What, on probably the basis that they're going to get Champions League football? I mean, surely you'd have offered him that new deal at the end of the season, dependent on where they finished. I mean, a couple of Arsenal channels were saying yesterday that it just goes to show the mentality of the boardroom at Arsenal. And to be fair, there's probably no better sight for you guys than seeing those rants and them squirming, which is always nice. But Matt, how do you assess the season? How do you think it's been?
I agree with Simon. I think it's been up and down. We had a great start under Nuno, like he said, and then it just all fell apart. We lost 3-0 to Arsenal, 3-0 to Palace, 3-0 to Man United. We weren't even getting a shot on target. And then Conte came in and everyone, he went on a 9-game, I think it was winning streak or, maybe drawing a couple as well. And then we've had a bit of a dip as well. Obviously he's still trying to find out his best kind of team. And, with Emerson Royale as a wing back, I mean, I was quite impressed with him again sort of last night. I think he's trying to learn the position, but he hasn't been fantastic. We've had injuries as much as anyone else. We had Romero out for obviously like 3 months, and then he's come back in and been like a whole new player for us. Yeah, it's been an up and down season, but I'll still take positives even if we finish fifth. But I don't know. I'm quietly confident that we're going to get fourth. What I saw of that Arsenal team last night, I think if we can win on obviously Sunday, put the pressure on Newcastle away, and their last home game of the season is going to be another carnival atmosphere. And I don't think these Arsenal players can handle it. And I don't think Mikel Arteta can. No,
that's a good shout. Good shout. And Spurs might always dare to do, isn't it? To dare is to do. So why not go for it? John's in the chat. He says, evening. So hope you're well, John. Thanks for tuning in, mate. Sean says, anyone else pop champagne when Woolwich extended his contract? No true words spoken. Right. Without bringing it up and sounding, patronising, obviously, let's speak about the last game at the Turf. We'll speak about that briefly because I know, as you say, you're pushing for time as it is. Do you expect a very similar Spurs performance to what you had at Turf Moor? I mean, we weren't a team in good form at that point. We'd not really, apart from probably grinding a lot of draws out. I think, how do you assess Spurs' performance from then to how it's been in recent weeks? I'll come to you first, Simon.
Yeah. Back then, Dan, it was disastrous the way we performed at Burnley. And no disrespect to Burnley, these are the teams that we should be beating if we want top Champions League football. I mean, there's no disrespect to any team in the Premier League, but if that's the target you want, you've got to start beating these sort of teams like Brighton's and Brentford's as well. But since then, Dan, I think we have improved. I think he has made us more stronger. We're hard to beat. We don't concede many goals. And I just think now, I think this will be you'll come up against a bit of a different Tottenham team than very hard to break down. I mean, and going forward, I was saying with Kulusevski and Bentancur coming in January, I think that's improved us and that's kicked us on for the back end of the season. And I think we have improved, mate. And I think you'll just see a different Spurs going into Sunday's game, and like what you did at home. But to me, mate, I can't. I've seen it all before. I mean, as Spurs fans, I can't say to you now, do you know what, we're going to slap you, because it's just Spurs all over. We can slap Arsenal as we did last night, and we can just throw it away against Burnley. So to me, I would like to see this improvement, what I've seen, just continue and just go and just wipe you away really at home, because we need it.
No, I can understand that. I mean, I see what you're saying there. Matt, I'll come to you with it. I'll sort of change the question a little bit though. Like, looking back to that game that happened at the Turf, the week before you went and slapped Manchester City. You know, this week you've gone and slapped your rivals Arsenal. And, you know, as people have said, I think your own fan base have said it, it's probably going to be one of those Spursy performances where we literally go and slap a team around us, but then a team that we should be spanking left, right and centre is going to turn up and grind us out in a game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was after the Man City game, and, you know, we may have exerted a lot of energy, I think, trying to defend for that game and then winning it in the last minute. So obviously that's, you know, that feeling's fantastic. And then having to go to Burnley kind of straight after probably isn't ideal. You know, was it wet and windy night in Burnley? It's not easy for any team, and you know, you still
that's our summer up here.
Yeah. Obviously, you had Sean Dyche as well, so I kind of obviously that's, you know, I don't know too much about the new manager, but I know maybe he's a bit different with his style, or, you know, you seem like you obviously looked to be a bit more expansive as well from what I've seen when he came in. Like, you've scored more goals and you're trying to free up. But I just think this is a bit of a different Spurs. I think they've got the bit between their teeth now, and they think they've got their throat around Arsenal. They've got their hand on the throat of Arsenal, I think, and I think they're going to try and just go for the kill and put the pressure on for Newcastle on Monday night.
Why not?
But yeah, we kind of have to win. Obviously, you have to try and get something. Could be an open game. I mean, I don't know how Burnley could play it. Well, are they going to sit back, or maybe Spurs might try what they did with Arsenal and try and entice Burnley onto them and then counter them. I mean, yeah, but I just think as well we've kind of probably not exerted as much energy as we did against Manchester City, because, I mean, when we were 3-0 up, we took Son off at 70 minutes, and then we were just sort of passing the ball around and brought Bergwijn and Moura on, which I think was good subs by Conte. So hopefully we'll be a bit fresher, but yeah, it's these 12 o'clock kickoffs. So we just can't seem as Spurs to get up for, which is a bit of a worry. But
it's going to be a tough game, and we'll get into that one now. So we'll get into your predictions. Right, so Simon, I will come to you first with it. The dynamic duo, Simon and Matt, announced as co-managers at Tottenham Hotspur. You're picking the team. You're picking the team for Sunday's game. Who's in your starting 11? And feel free to confer.
Oh, we know Hugo's going to go in goal, Matt. Yeah. There's no Romero, so you'll probably be happy with that, Dan. At least.
Yeah, very happy. Very happy. He's another player that I've been really impressed with.
Yeah, he's out for the season now.
But saying that, Dan, everyone was saying, "Oh my God, we got Sanchez," and he was a beast last night. He was a beast. He was absolutely everything what I thought it was going to go disastrously wrong with Sanchez last night, especially with him and Emerson. There's clumsy players, and I thought.
Well, I sort of said last night, I was like, look, this is why you got a squad, isn't it? You know, when the player's out, you got to step up now, Sanchez, and to be fair to him, he did his job. Can he do it for the last two? We'll see.
Yeah, so I think we'll go with Dyer, Sanchez, and Davies
Yeah.
And I think we'll keep with Session and Emerson, who played, them two played absolutely sensational again last night. Not many people keeps Saka and Salah in their pockets for 90 minutes, so Session was absolutely sensational. And I think we go with Pierre and Bentancur in that pivot. And the front three just speaks for itself. I don't think we've got competition at that level at the minute for them front three to be dropped. I mean, we have got Bergwijn and Mora. They're a bit inconsistent for us, of Matt in it. So Kulusevski, Son, Kane, that's probably one of the best three in the Premier League as we speak, especially Son and Kane.
Yeah.
And I think that's how we're set up tomorrow. Someone said Son did pick up a slight knock. I don't know how true that is. Just hope it's not. But we'll see.
Conte didn't say anything today. He just said he came off the rest of Sunday.
He did say that about Romero, Matt. He kept that very, very quiet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he keeps his cards close to his chest, can't he? And when that came out yesterday, I was like, wow, what a blow that is. But hey, we'll roll, Matt and Dan. I think that's how. I don't know, Matt, you agree with that? I think that's how we'll line up.
Yeah, we'll be unchanged, mate. That's what the team will be for the last two. There's no one else really. So, maybe and then I don't know. Maybe he might throw in a surprise and put in more, but I don't think so. I think it will be that front three, and I think it'll be the same team that beat Arsenal. They deserve to play on Sunday.
No, fair play. Matt, I'll come to you first then. Give us your scoreline prediction for this weekend.
I think it'll be a tight-ish game to start with. I think if we get the first goal, I think it will kind of open up a lot more. I just kind of see us wanting to put the pressure on Arsenal, and I can't see Conte, letting them sort of screw it up again. And I think the players know that. Even after, straight after the Arsenal game, it was Burnley on Sunday. There's no point. Kane says no point winning tonight if we're not going to go and win on Sunday. I think the fans have been asked to do the same kind of atmosphere on Sunday, whether they can produce it. I mean, why not? It's our last home game of the season. Get down there early, and you just got to go and support them if you're going. And hopefully, if we can keep it loud like we did, I just think that's our 12th man, and it will bring the players rose, an extra couple of inches last night after that noise. So I just think it was a big result last night. I'll go 3-1 Spurs.
3-1 Spurs. Interesting. And you, Simon, how do you look at it?
Yeah, I echo what Matt says. It's not going to be as easy what people put out to be, because it's a completely different game to Arsenal. I knew Arsenal will try and come at us and try and play their exciting football, but it failed miserably. But I think you'll come. I think a bit more cautious. I think I don't know how you guys set up, Dan, but I think you'll try and play that low block what Spurs suffer with, trying to break down. But I agree with Matt. This is a massive game, our last game of the season, our last home game of the season. Sorry, and we have to win. There is no doubt about it. We've got to put that pressure back on Arsenal for Monday. And I just feel sorry for you, Dan. Seriously, I'm not being disrespectful, but if we do score first, I think you've got to chase it. Then we can just pick you off, because that's what Spurs are good at in a minute. We can score first, and that's what Arsenal tried to do us last night. Come at us, and we've got that three up top. We can they're so deadly. And if that happens, I think it can be anything tomorrow on Sunday. But I don't want Burnley to go down, Dan. Seriously, what Dyche's done over the years, has done an unbelievable job. And you know what? You're a team, Dan, that don't just come up just for the money like what the Norwich do and things like that to go straight back down. You try and stay in the Premier League and play good football. You do, and I think the back end of this, I think the second half of the season, since Dyche left, people thought, "Oh, that's it, Burnley." But you picked yourselves up, and especially that guy up front. Spurs are after him. He's no mug, and that's what Spurs got to be careful of. This guy can score goals, and that's what I'm worried about. I mean, but I just think on the day, Dan, if you may be a bit more fresh on us because you've had complete week to prepare for this. But if Son and Kane, I said it about Arsenal last night. If them two click, it's game over. Me personally. So I'm going 2-1. I think it's going to be more tight than 3-1. I really do think. I think it's going to be a tight one. This one.
No, I'll take that. I won't give man away too much. At 9 o'clock, I will be live doing a Premier League prediction show with Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV and Anthony Herbert, funnily enough, an Arsenal fan. So that should be interesting. So yeah, please do check us out at 9 o'clock as well. We will be going live for that. But no, thank you very much, you two, again, for giving us an insight. I know you've got to head off. But again, Matt, Simon, I'll come to you this time. You plug the socials.
Oh dear, Matt's really good at it.
Sorry, whoever does it, feel free.
Yeah, I'll give this a good go. Yeah, it's just Premier Hotspur TV on Twitter. In the description, Simon and I's private kind of Twitters are in there as well. Like I say, if you need to hit us up, if you're just feeling down or you just want to talk football or anything, kind of life related or, to do with mental health, we've all kind of been there. I've been through it. So yeah, my DMs are open to, to anyone who wants to, just reach out. And I'll try my best to obviously, get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, it's Premier Hotspur on YouTube, Premier Hotspur TV on YouTube and Twitter. We'll be having a stream tonight. If anyone wants to, come and join us, any Spurs fans in the chat, or even, the Burnley fans, or, anyone who's football fans, we'd like to have a good bit of banter, a good bit of a laugh. But yeah, that's our sort of socials. But like I say, subscribe to Turf Moorhouse first. Dan, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us on. And hopefully we'll catch up after the game.
Yeah, definitely. Of course we will. As I say, everybody, go check out Premier Hotspur TV or Premier Hotspur. The link is in the description below, as is the Twitters to these two wonderful legends above. So please do go check them out. Doing amazing stuff, not just Spurs, but Premier League stuff as well. A division that we might not even be in next season. So, let's just, horses like that. That's all I'll say. Guys, thank you for being here. It means a lot. Everybody that's watched, please do drop a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't already. And hit the notification bell to get notified when we release a video. As I say, we will be back at 9 o'clock, less than an hour now. So I better go and have my shower shave and get sorted for that. Anyway, guys, take care, stay safe, and have a cracking weekend, everyone. Take it easy.
See you soon, guys.